Hello, you dodgy lot, and welcome to another week of Dad's Our Job. Well, Turf Moor, we're going to call it this week, after what was giving away a 2-0 lead against Burnley. We've gone back to our old self again and letting 2 goals in, and a reality check has finally sunk in. We're going to talk about the Troy Parrott collapse. We're going to talk about Save Our SCARLES. We're going to talk about the transfer activity, the dressing room dismantlement of the departures of Fulkrug, Aaron Wan-Bissaka, Todibo, Alvarez, the youth. There's more and more that's coming out over the next week. And yeah, and we'll just look at where we're going to reinforce and then look forward to the Charlton game. But first, let's see what DOJJY's up to this week.
Hello, my name is DOJJY, and today my job is booking European tours with West Ham in Wales next season.
Hello, chaps. How are we doing?
Yeah, all good. You all right?
Yeah, not too bad. As you can see, we've got another new face to the show, and it is West Ham World's very own James Jones. James, how are we doing this evening? We all good?
I'm all good, mate. Thank you, mate. Yeah, thanks for having me.
It's all right. Thanks for coming on. It's much appreciated. So, go on www.westhamworld.co.uk and see articles by yours truly and James below. Funny enough, it got a bit of attention from the club this week. I'll tell you about that off camera later. But yeah, no, it's interesting. So, Turf Moor. I mean, it's all just a little bit of history repeating, isn't it? So, what's your thoughts on the game itself then?
Well, for me, I mean, it's always going to be a tough game, isn't it? Starting up against a team that's also come down. They lost a few players as well. We started poorly, I felt. I thought Burnley started the game a lot better than we did. It was an echo of the week before against Portsmouth at home in the Cup, which concerned me a lot. But you get the goal and you think, right, okay, it's sorted. And then you go 2-0 up against a runner play in the second half. You think, well, that's done and dusted. They've been in the Championship. We should just see this one out. But it's just typical of West Ham. I don't know that we just can't seem to see games out under this manager. I'll get to it eventually, but I've crunched the numbers this week. And ever since Nuno took charge, the last 10 minutes of games for West Ham have been very, very poor. Very, very poor in terms of points lost, goals conceded. It's just not good enough, really. And then you hear that he's quite happy with the defence he's got and he's not going to buy another defender. And you're like, no, what are you looking at? What are you seeing that we're not? Because we're clearly seeing it's a bit of a panic, right? Yeah. But yeah, other than that, it's not the end of the world. You start the season, a 46-game season with a point away from home. I'm always a big believer of, respect the away point. It's just the manner of it that kind of leaves you a little bit concerned about what's to come. But we'll see. Trying to keep the faith.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's almost pretty much like a 2-year contract payoff is what he's looking at the end of it, isn't he?
That's it, yeah.
I mean, just firstly, I watched the game around your house. It was 2-0 up. It was quite buoyant. And then at the end, you sat in that seat there, and he was there like that, just quiet, just watching it, and you're thinking, here we fucking go again.
Yeah. It's the same, isn't it? It is the same every game, isn't it? We just can't hold on to a lead. You've got more chance of holding on to your dog's lead than you have holding on to the league or two. It's just, it's ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. I could see when I said at half time, we started off poor. We always start off poor. We don't play for 90 minutes. We only play for 60 for some reason. But the back four, the space between the midfield and the back four, it's like there's a 5-yard space. And every time they got that ball, they knocked it back into that space. You can see what was going to happen. I said it at half time. I said, they're going to score, they're going to score. We scored the second goal against the runner play. I mean, that Fleming, let's be fair, I mean, he could have had about 4 or 5 goals, couldn't he?
Could have.
I mean, he hit the post up, he skulls it, Eddie one off the line. And then we do
that was at 1-0 though as well, wasn't it?
I mean, and then we get the penalty away. Again, reckless, isn't it? It's just, I don't want to dig the kid out. He's only a youngster, isn't he? But it's not the first time he's done something silly like that, isn't it? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean we'll touch on the Scarles sort of backlash up in a bit, but I mean I think what didn't help is the fact that Alvarez made himself unavailable for selection. I mean, James, you know more about that than anyone. I mean, what was your sort of insight on that as to why he pulled out?
Well, it's still a bit up in the air. Obviously, they've called it a knock, haven't they? Officially, it's a knock, but I think, you know, given that he played all right last week against Portsmouth, I was quite surprised to see him at starting 11. I thought he was long gone right at the beginning of the summer.
Yeah.
And then he suddenly makes the appearance of one game. You think, okay, well, we got a World Cup midfielder here for the Championship season. You can't go wrong with that. I don't know. I mean, something's happened behind the scenes, I think. I don't know what it is. I've seen a lot of people speculating that the arrival of Manor Solomon and the controversy around that has put a few players' backs up. I don't really want to say whether that's true or not because I don't know. It's just speculation. But it does feel weird that, you know, in the week since that's happened, Alvarez plus 3 or 4 other players have decided that they want out, when initially it looked like they were staying. Not entirely sure, if I'm honest, but in the day, where I'm at the moment is that, you know, if you've got players like him and you don't want to be at the club, like, just don't. We could do without players like that at the club. If you don't want to stay,
that's right, yeah.
Don't want to stay.
Right.
Like, we've got a long old season ahead of us. I'd rather the youth players playing instead of players like Alvarez. If he doesn't want to be at the club, like, it's going to be no use. And you saw Juve come off the bench against Burnley at the weekend, and he was woeful. His head wasn't there. His head was at Brentford or wherever else, Sunderland or wherever else he's going to end up. It wasn't at West Ham United. It wasn't at Turf Moor. He just didn't want to be there. He got booked within 5 minutes of coming on. Terrible. That's the worst performance Juice ever put in a West Ham shirt, and it was telling that he just didn't want to be there. So, and it probably would have been the same.
Than not, though, doesn't it? It happens more often than not. I mean, I think he's probably defensively probably one of the worst left backs that we've had, but we've signed him because he's got a wand of a left foot.
He kind of makes up for it, doesn't he? Because he can whip a ball in. But you know, it might have been the same if Alvarez had played at the weekend. It might have been the same. They might have run rings around us in midfield because Alvarez is.
I think he would have broke the play up. I think Alvarez would have broke the play up, and he might have sat a bit deeper and kept us going forward. You know what I mean? But having that big gap, they didn't break the play up at all.
No, and to be fair, I mean, Alvarez would have been booked within 3 minutes anyway.
Yeah, well, there is that bit.
Yeah. Yeah, and so it was just a bit of news here that Aaron Wan-Bissaka is going to Aston Villa, and what I believe is that it's a loan deal with a mandatory fee at the end of it. So it's not an option, it's not an obligation. Well, it is an obligation, but it's a mandatory fee. So he's going to be a Villa player now. We're just doing him a favour by making them fall within the rules. So yeah, that's one player off the books, isn't it? And like I say, and it's almost like a continuous theme now that there's going to be quite a few players that are going to be leaving over the next couple of weeks, and rightly so. I mean, we see the departure of Niklas Füllkrug today. He's gone back to Bremen for a third spell. That's a loan with no option and no obligation, so he's going to be a West Ham player next summer, but gets his wages off the books. Todibo has been linked with a move to Marseille on loan, and agreed personal terms, but I believe that Inter Milan have come in for him this evening. Alvarez, you know, this is one of the reasons why he didn't play at the weekend, is the fact that he looks like he's going to be going to Real Sociedad for 18 million quid on a permanent. So there's that. You've got Diouf, you're saying, talking about 40 million to Brentford or Sunderland. Who else is there? Who else is there left?
It's all great. It's all great getting this money in, and it's all it's all good business. It's all good business, but unless you put it back on the pitch, it means nothing. Yeah. And we are weaker now than we was, as I said last week, when we played Leeds. We are a weaker team, and we weren't, and we struggled then.
Yeah.
But I thought with Alvarez has come back, I thought, right, that's like a new player. I mean, Prowse looked half tidy in the friendlies, but he looked pony, didn't he, Sunday? Let's be fair.
Yeah, I think he's another one that's been given the thumbs up to leave as well. That was breaking this afternoon. So Yeah, it just feels like, well, there's a lot of players leaving, and where's the replacements coming in? You know, we've got Engels through the door a bit late in the registration at the weekend.
I think that's what put Alvarez's nose out of joint. Engels, because when you get him and you get Souček come back, because I reckon he could be back within a month. He's down the pecking order again, isn't he, Alvarez?
Yeah.
I mean, the problem I've got with all of it at the moment, and about 10 days ago, I was quite happy with like where things were heading. You know, I really felt like, you know, you keep Alvarez. You've got midfield options there with Engels coming in. I think we all knew Engels was going to happen at some point. I just didn't see a scenario where we messed that one up. But we were told right at the beginning of the window that, you know, this transfer strategy, they're ripping up the strategy again and again. Niels Coppens turned up. Nuno wants to do similar thing to what he did at Wolves, where he wants to bring in players that aren't just there just to get you out of the Championship, but then also establish yourself back in the Premier League. He did it at Wolves with Neves and 4 or 5 other players that were Jota, and they ended up being in the Championship, got them up with 99 points. They bought the league, and then they end up finishing 7th back to back in the Premier League, qualify for Europa League twice in 2 years. And it was like, okay, well, if you're going to do that, then by all means, go and do it. You know, I trust you. You've done it before. Go and do it again. But then, we're now 13 days, 14 days away from the end of the transfer window. We're already 2 games into the new season. And now suddenly in the space of 48 hours, there's rumours of 5 players leaving because they've all decided they want out. And you ain't got long to replace those 5 players because, Todibo and Wan-Bissaka, the 2 of them, they weren't going to play a game all season anyway. So it's good that we've got them off the books. But ideally, you want to replace them because you need strength in depth. It's a 46-game season minimum.
The thing is, they must know about this, mustn't they? They ain't like they knocked on the door this morning and said, "Right, I'm off." Like they've known about this all summer, and as you say, we're a fortnight from transfer window shutting. We ain't got a clue what's going on, have we?
You hear that, you know, that it came out a few weeks ago that, you know, the reason why there hasn't been much activity, this is before Solomon and Engels had arrived. You know, they're talking about, maybe even before Veltman arrived as well. You know, there was this, I think X said, well, you know, the reason why nothing's happened is because, you know, they're taking their time. You know, they're trying their best to get the number one target, their top target over the line. Whereas in previous years, they go in for the top target, get knocked back and go, I'll go for the second one. Get knocked back on that, go for the third one. And within 5 days, you're down to your 6th target, and then they go and buy the 6th target. And by then, you've ended up with a player like Nicholas Füllkrug. So when I read that a good month ago, I was like, well, actually, I'm happy to be patient. If that's the way they're going, that means that they're actually really trying hard to negotiate these proper deals with proper players, rather than just settle for someone like Nicholas Füllkrug or Danny Ings or someone like that.
Yeah.
But then
Jamie Vardy.
Well, this is it, because now you're 2 weeks out at the end of the transfer window. You're close to losing 5 players in the space of 3 or 4 days, and you've only brought 2.5 players in. I'm counting Veltman as a half because he's not going to play every single week, is he? So
no.
And it's concerning that, yes, that was your transfer strategy, and it makes sense on paper. It 100% makes sense. But how has it been allowed to get to 2 weeks before the end of the transfer window, and you've gone backwards? You've made no progress. I'm
a bit old school, James. I'd rather get your signings in early. I know that they talk about the wages and all that, but I know these 5 players on their Bromleys, they were going. They've known about that. When you do your pre-seasons and everything like that, that's where you get relationships on the pitch.
Yeah, 100%.
What's happening now? Nothing. I mean, you might get, what's his name, Pirlo, where he's coming in. Is his name Tidge? Is it Pirlo?
Pirlo.
Right. Well, I hope he plays up Pirlo.
I wish it was Pirlo. Yeah. Nice, wasn't it? Even now.
Yeah, but he's played with Solomon, hasn't he? For Leeds.
Yes.
There is some kind of understanding with that. So, all right, that might work. But I'll play
The interesting thing with that is that when Leeds sold Somerville to us, they got Solomon in to replace Somerville, and we've just done exactly the same thing. We've sold Somerville and got Solomon in to replace him. So just a quick one. The Edson Alvarez deal that's just come up on X at the moment is that it's rumoured that Edson Alvarez money will go straight to Ajax because the club still owe £14 million from the transfer. So we're not even getting that money.
I don't really care about that because in the day you still got to pay that money at some point, right? So because we still owe Ajax for that, what the last instalment of whatever it is. So like,
That's correct.
Whatever. Like you'd like to think you'd squeeze a little bit more out of whoever's buying him, just try and make a little bit of cash to reinvest, but whatever. It just means that's off the balance sheet, doesn't it?
Yeah. So the wages are coming off, aren't they? So I think that's probably one of the biggest chunks. I think he was on $100,000 a week anyway. He's on half that now, but again, it still takes it off the books, doesn't it? So so there you go. So the £14 million roughly goes into Ajax's money box to pay off that debt, and then West Ham still keep 50% of his economic rights.
Right.
Whatever that is.
Yeah, image rights, I guess. But other than that, yeah, it's been one of those another one of those Steiden, Moyes and signings over the past 6 years that has just cost West Ham money, and we've got no profit from it whatsoever. There's another failed transfer.
I don't know.
Going on to Pirou, there was a question here asking from Paul, what is happening with Joel Pirou? He's had his medical today. Everything's all been agreed. I think the announcement video will come out tomorrow now. It won't come out tonight. It'll come out tomorrow. So he's pretty much a done deal now.
Yeah, he's probably signed his contract already. He's probably already a West Ham player.
Yeah. Yeah. He's all registered in time to make his debut against Charlton, as is Engels. But yeah, there's a lot of chat in here about Jamie Vardy. I mean, if Jamie Vardy was available on a free, would you take him?
Well, I'll take him as if he wants to come on for 10 minutes as an impact. But like, knowing this mob, they'll probably sell Tatty, and that'd be instead of. You know what I mean? You just think yourself like, I think you'd be right. Let's get it straight. It's the first game of the season. Everyone's losing the plot a little bit. They're Burnley away. You know, they have a Premier League team like us last year, so we got a draw there. Should we have won? Not the way we played, but we was 2-0 up. We should have held out. We got the draw. It can only get easier from here, hopefully. Wolves away, it's another one, isn't it? You know what I mean? But like, you know what I'm saying? It's one of the. We ain't like we was 2-0 up against Lincoln and drew 2 or something. You know what I mean? So
yeah. A bit like Middlesbrough. Middlesbrough had a shock. Almost had a
shock.
Result,
but they did turn it around, didn't they?
They did turn it around in the last minute, really, wasn't it? It was Lancashire with a last minute goal, and even Wolves. Wolves only salvaged a point against Blackburn Rovers, who we've picked to be relegation favourites, and that was a penalty with Jimenez. So it wasn't as if I think it's the first time in 15 years that a relegated side from the Premier League haven't won on the weekend. So all 3 of them have drew at the weekend. So it's the first time that's happened in 15 years or something. But James, tell us those number crunching figures of Nuno in the last 10 minutes then.
Right, so I published an article on West Ham.
The sigh teed it up well there.
It doesn't make for good reading. So I published this article yesterday, I think it was. Let me just double check. Yeah, it was on Monday, yesterday. And I was just... Sunday gave me flashbacks to last season in so many different ways. You know, I'm thinking of Chelsea away, Stamford Bridge. I'm thinking of Bournemouth away when we're 2-0 up. I think it was a home game against Fulham where they scored a last-minute winner. And there's just so many instances where I've gone, I've seen this before under Nuno. I've seen it before. So I went back and I just looked at every single game that we played under Nuno since he replaced Potter. And I just counted every single goal we've conceded in the 80th minute or later. And then how that's then affected the result, and then how many points that cost us last season. The goals conceded after the 80th minute last season alone, under Nuno, only under Nuno, was 13 after the 80th minute, and that cost us 10 points.
Well,
right. So all you've got to do is just that only costs us 5 points. You concede 3 fewer goals, it costs us 5 points, and we stay up in the Premier League. That now because of I ended up combining it. So West Ham in the final 10 minutes under Nuno, Premier League and Championship, one Championship game, Goals conceded after the 80th minute, 15. Points lost due to goals conceded after the 80th minute, 12. You can't expect to stay in the Premier League when you can't see games out. Yes, of course, you're going to concede late goals in some games. It happens. It happens to the best teams in the Premier League. It happens to the worst teams in the Premier League. So you should expect it. But when it happens so regularly, as it has done under Nuno at West Ham, you have to start asking questions, especially when you drop down a league. Yes, we're playing a promotion favourite as well with Burnley. But you're 2-0 up with 7 minutes to go. You should be able to see that out. Yes, all right, concede one. Give away a silly penalty. Concede one. Doesn't matter. As soon as you concede the first, that's your chance. That's the indication. See this one out. And I've just conceded a corner. And then from that corner, it's all a little bit of a shambles. So you can't expect to stay in the Premier League with a record like that. And you can't expect to get promoted back into the Premier League with a record like that. Yes, I know we're only one game in. I don't want to be too sensationalist, but it's a continuation of of what we saw last season, which concerns me a little bit. I know we're only one game in, and we have got Kilman in that back two, which will always concern me. But it ain't great.
Mm. Oh yeah, I agree 100%. Agree 100%. The amount of points we've chucked away, it's just.
Yeah.
I mean, once he's unfortunate. Two. But I mean, it's getting ridiculous now, and it's getting like, if you haven't learnt your lesson, you've had four months since the end of last year, and it's rinse and repeat, and the same thing's happened.
Yes,
it's
James,
the same thing.
The thing is, can you get the total amount of goals we've conceded with Mavs and Kilman playing together?
Do you know what? That's
a great question.
It's a great question. I'm going to look into that. I saw that pop up a minute ago. I'm going to look into that, and I might do an article on it on West Ham World over the next couple of days. If it's interesting, I get the feeling it might be.
Yeah,
I really get the feeling it might be, but we'll see. I'll have a look into it.
And one of them's won Hammer of the Year as well, so it's
mental, isn't it?
It's
don't you think though that? Sorry, go on, mate.
We got Trevor. He's coming on now. He's live in his black cab. Trev, how are we getting on, mate?
Firstly, apologies for the delay. Sorry about that. I got a bit held up. Nice to see you. Good to see you again, Tone.
All right, mate. You all right?
Yeah. Sorry for the delay. I got held up.
Put a light on. We can't see you.
It kind of is. Hold on. It is.
We'll put 50 pence in that little black box of yours.
Right there.
There you go.
I'll
So
turn it
James
off.
meet Trevor. Trevor meet James.
How about that? Is that better?
That's
Hello,
better.
James. Nice to meet you, mate. How you doing?
You too, mate. Oh, good. You?
Yeah, not bad. Not bad. Apologies, I got a bit held up. But I wanted to come on. But what's the chat?
I was going to say, what was your? We're just finishing up on the response on the game at the weekend. I mean, in a nutshell, Trev, in your best comical, witty way, how would you sum up that West Ham performance at the weekend?
He turned into prime Thomas Tuchel, didn't he? I think it was. I hate to say it. I'm probably this has been said by everyone. It's probably a bit of a stuck record, but what was he doing, making those subs, going defensive against Burnley? I mean, we was in a strong position. We're 2-0 up. It felt like rinse and repeat from last season. We've seen it before. I'm sure you might have said it already with regards of Bournemouth and Chelsea. I want to see Nuno be more brave. Be brave. Go for the kill. We know 2 goals for us is not enough. You have to hit a third. I don't blame Scarles at all for the penalty. He's a young lad. And I just hope that he starts learning from his mistakes. He should have learned from last season. Yeah, that's what I'm hoping anyway.
Do you think the criticism was fair on Scarles?
No.
He didn't need to do
media
it.
backlash.
He didn't need to do it, did he? But let's be honest, he's got Kilman playing next to him.
Yeah.
He might not have done it with
Solomon in
Disarcy.
front of him.
He might not have done it with Disarcy because he probably would have spoke, had more chat. I don't think Kilman talks, does he?
No. I suppose you can look at it in 2 ways. He's a young lad and he's giving it all, and you've got to give him a bit of leeway. But I suppose when you're playing for the first team and you're in a responsible position, you've got to start playing as if you're in the first team, if that makes sense. Yeah. So I think give him a bit of. I think the professional way would be give him a bollocking say, fucking sort yourself out, but how can I put it? Learn from your mistakes, if that makes sense. But like, I think if Nuno said that to him, it would almost be hypocritical because he hasn't learned from his.
That's right. Yeah, learn from your mistakes. Yeah, it starts at the top, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think it does. I don't know about you guys. I like Nuno. I think the fact that we kept him was great. I think because it did bring stability to the squad. But when you see him do that against Burnley, you're kind of just almost banging your head, going, "What?" Like, I appreciate if you're doing it against Chelsea. All right, I get it to a degree. And even Bournemouth away, we shouldn't. But you kind of go, all right. I don't want to sound like we're bigger than this league because we're not. And we're going to learn the hard way. But when you're 2-0 up against the Burnley side that look dead and buried, go for the kill.
But I did think, though, when they made subs, it impacted their team and improved their team. When we made subs, it didn't, did it?
No, not at all.
Who could you call on? Really? You had Jones Ward-Prowse at half-time because Pablo picked up a knock. And we all know Pablo's your biggest, always biggest fan, Dad, don't you?
Listen. I don't rate him. It's simple as that, right? I don't rate him, right? But he's a trier, and God loves a trier. And to me, I really want him to succeed, but he's useless. That's the bottom line of it. He's useless. And if he's injured, perhaps that's the only way he's going to be out of the team, isn't it? Because Nuno loves him. But for me, I'm hoping now he got the new fella. I keep going to call him Perlo. I know I'm Piero, right? If he comes in again, I'll put Tatty in Pablo's position because you've always told me, Adam, that is Tatty's preferred position.
Yeah. He prefers to play up alongside the striker, but plays a deeper.
Perlo, I'm going to call him. Perlo up front, Solomon, Bowen, and let's have a go.
Well, there's a YouTuber called Ryan Dilks, and he's a Derby fan. He does a lot of Championship content, and he basically reacted on the Pirou transfer, and he was a bit like, not sure. It's a good signing for West Ham, but is it a good signing for Nuno? Because he likes to play with a physical striker up top, and Pirou is not that type of striker. I mean, if you compare Pirou, he's not a Pablo. He's not, don't laugh, he's not a Pablo. He's not a Jimenez. He's not a Chris Wood. And they're the sort of strikers that play up top in a Nuno sort of style of play. So Pirou is a complete contrast to what he's used to having at his disposal. So it'll be interesting to see how Pirou does play, or whether Nuno is just looking at Leeds' playbook and copying it.
I think they missed the trick. I think they should have gone for Delap, and that would have been ideal for us. Even if he got him on loan at Chelsea.
What's the chances of Delap then?
Oh no, listen, it's probably minimal. But what I'm saying, that's the sort of player we should have gone for.
Yeah,
sort of player we should have gone for, whether it was Delap or not. I think we're no chance. I mean, they were talking about selling him for 40 million quid this summer.
We paid 25 for Pablo.
Yeah, I know, but there's no way we're paying 40 million pounds for Rory Delap. Like, I get what you're saying. I look at a player like
Liam Delap now.
I look at a player like Pirou and go, actually, do you know what? He's got Solomon alongside him. Obviously, the pair of them were instrumental in Leeds winning the league with 100 points a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
Is he a Nuno striker? Probably not. But I completely agree with the assessment on Tatty in his position. I said when we signed Tatty and Pablo back in January, when I first saw them play together, I was like, he needs to swap them.
Yeah.
Because he just seems like a far more suited player to play as that second striker, the shadow striker almost. Someone that can be a little bit more mobile in and around the edge of the box, as opposed to trying to get in on the end of one, where Pablo is probably about 3 foot taller than him. He's the one that should be getting on the end of the crosses, not Tatty. I mean, Tatty can head a ball, like we've already seen. He scored quite a few headers. But I feel like he's a far better footballer. I mean, most players are far better footballers than Pablo.
Sorry, the audio's.
But if you can swap him, you have Pablo, Pirou up top with Tatty just in behind him.
That's what they've got.
I mean, it's almost like that's what we should have done with Pablo and Tatty last season. Just replace Pablo with Pirou, and maybe you've got something there. Maybe.
But at least Tatty looks like he knows where the net is. Pablo, I mean, allegedly, he scored in a pre-season friendly. Now, normally you get some kind of footage come out of that. There's nothing. I've not seen a shot in earnest from that fella. Well, he hit the post. I'm a liar against Portsmouth, didn't he? And he missed a penalty in a penalty shootout.
Well, give him some credit. He has got an assist this season. He assisted Bowen against Pompey, didn't he? So,
yeah, of course he did. Blimey.
I mean, it came as a result of him falling over the ball, but it's
got a first
assist,
right? I was up and kick it. I tell you, mate, pony. Trev's favourite player.
Right, chaps. Favourite quiz of all time is Sockerettes. So, James, this is your first attempt at this. So, please guess the West Ham players in the socks. Okay? Here we go. Let's open this up to the chat as well. So, I've made the image bigger. Now you need to guess whose socks they are in Sockerettes. Great age. Trev, you could do the Soccer AM background noises if you want.
Do you want me to get up and do the catwalk as well? So do the catwalk. I'm saying.
Yeah, go on.
I'm saying either Edson Alvarez or Pablo Fornals.
I was going to say Alvarez. Actually.
I was going to say Fornals.
Okay.
I think it's Alvarez.
We'll lock that one in, yeah?
Yes.
All right. Number 2. Whose socks are they?
What's your keeper?
Yeah.
Cell Sport as well. I mean, I didn't even know that was a thing. I'm going Ludo McCloskey.
I'm going to go, I don't know. Rob Green.
Oh, I was going to nick that. Don't matter.
I've looked closer, chaps.
What?
I've looked closer.
These are all West Ham players, right?
David James.
Yep. Okay, they're locked in. Number 3.
Oh, Feeler. It's a Feeler kit. So we're talking probably relegation season, maybe 2003.
Feeler kit. Oh, God. 2003. Dave Connolly.
Oh.
We had him last week, Trev.
Oh, yeah. Well, I was here last week. All right.
Sebastian Schemmel.
Is it?
Okay. Dad, you locked in?
No, yeah. Let's have a look.
Who's it? There's a centre midfielder. What's his name? Cole Jenkins?
I'll go Pierce.
Okay. Locked in. Number 4.
Oh, mate.
It's not Bob Thomas, by the way.
Tony Gale.
Yeah.
Devonshire.
Okay. And number 5.
Pablo. Pablo.
Teddy Sheringham.
Okay. Well, let's just quickly go through these ones. So number 1 was Pablo Fornals.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well done to Josiah Moff, who got that first, I believe. I don't know. I'm going to get slandered here. Let me have a look at this. I believe Trodge got it first. There you go. Trodge got Fornals first. Now, who was number 2? It was Shaka Hislop.
Of course.
Shaky.
Well done, Josiah, on getting that one first. Number 3 was, I don't think anyone got this, Vladimir Labant.
Oh, what a player.
Of course. Duh, silly me.
Never put that one goal in the arse. Never.
Of course it was Vladimir Lebanta. Why not think that?
Number 4 was, he was in the right era, chaps, but it was Ian Brady.
Ah,
And number 5, what did you say number 5 was?
Pablo.
I said Teddy Sheringham.
Well,
Yama.
if you said Bubbles the Bear, you would have been wrong because it was Nuno. There you go. And that was this week's Sockerettes. Oh, you love that, don't you, Trev? You love that.
That's what I come rushing back for, mate. That's my favourite bit.
Rushing back. That's another player we've been linked with, isn't it?
Yeah, probably.
So obviously Engels is through the door. Piru's next. So who else do you think West Ham need in this transfer window? I mean, there's I'll say about 4 players that we need in certain positions. So who do you think is the closest heavily linked player to the club, and who would you like to see a realistic transfer come in?
Well, I'd like to see Disasi, but he ain't going to happen now. I think he's going to go to Palace. We need someone of command that's going to complement Mavropanos. But Tillman's not the answer. He's got Ricky in.
If I'm honest, I'd like us to go and get Harbour Bellis of Southampton. We've been linked with him for a few years.
Yeah.
A few Januaries ago when we were in the Premier League.
Not seen too much of him, really.
No, but I mean, apparently he does one out of Southampton, but he's still playing for him. He almost scored from the other day as well in the dying minute. Like, so he's there to be had at the that stage. Whether Southampton want to sell to us, given we're going to be, I mean, they're starting at -4, but they're going to be a promotional rival. But for me, he's got that championship experience. He's played for England as well. He's got international experience. Like, he's probably looking at going, I probably need to step up to a club like West Ham where I could probably get myself in the shop window for maybe another move down the line. And I don't mind that. Like,
let's do a part X with JWP. Eh?
Yeah, I'd go for him. Like, because other than that, all I'm reading now is where it comes to centre backs. We're just looking at like youngsters at like the Arsenal and Liverpool on loan deals for a season, where they're inexperienced. You know, the clubs want them to go out on loan in the Football League, whereas we're not that club. We need someone better. We need someone who's experienced, either in that division or has already played in the Premier League. Harbour Bellis literally ticks both of those boxes. I'd go there and I'd chuck 25 million at him and just go, right, we'll have him. Because that's what we would have spent on Disasi, right? That was the agreed deal with Chelsea, was 25 million quid. If he agrees personal terms, 25 million pound, that's done. It hasn't happened because he's gone to Palace. I'm not surprised. Chuck that 25 million quid at Southampton, and I think they'll take it.
Yeah. I've just seen a bit of breaking news here as well that Betis have agreed a deal with AZ Alkmaar for Troy Parrott, which is 20 million euros. So all the talk that West Ham were putting in 18 million pound. I mean, Betis have just agreed a deal for 17 million quid. 17.1 million quid for Troy Parrott. So there's a good question there from Ace. So what did we bid for this deal to collapse? If we can't meet 18 million pound or 20, why did the deal collapse?
We probably bet 17 million on a packet of Trill.
What did we bid for him?
I think we bet it was about that, wasn't it?
It started at 15 million, I think.
Yeah,
and then they started talking about we're going to 30. I was like, we're not jumping up that quickly, are we?
No.
So,
the fact that Betis have got it all wrapped up for 20 million euros, and they're a team that have got financial difficulties in the Liga, they've managed to get a deal done. Whereas us,
do you think it's because it was a Liga?
Well, he has said as well, isn't he? He said only a couple of weeks ago that he's not that bothered about coming back to England. His time in Holland has made him realise that there's a lot more to football than playing your game in the Premier League. And I think that's because he's he's realised that probably his game's suited to the continent and not in England. If you look at his record at English clubs, it's woeful. It's terrible. And that was in the back of my mind a little bit, like, if we can spend all this money on him. You know, he barely scored goals for MK Dons, for crying out loud, and now we're expecting him to fire us back to the Premier League. So maybe he's worked it out, and we've worked it out, and it's gone, okay, we might have swerved one, really, because he might end up back in England eventually. But I don't think he's the next Harry Kane or the next top. No, I know he's Irish, but you know what I mean. Like, he's not going to start banging goals in left, right, and centre in the Premier League, is he? So.
No, that's right. I mean, I done a stat on him the other day, and I think in 81 top tier appearances, he's managed to score 40 goals. So he's a goal every 2 games, really.
Most of that's in Holland, though, isn't it?
Yeah, that's abroad, though, isn't it?
Most of that is abroad, yeah. So he hasn't scored in the Premier League. He hasn't scored in the second division in the Championship. He's mainly in Holland. It's a big risk. It's big money for a big risk, isn't it? And what happens if we buy him and he don't hit the ground running? He's got no stats or evidence to back up his ability. So I can see why the deal's collapsed. The fact that we don't really want to pay what AZ Alkmaar want. But I think Pirou has got a much better Championship record at the level that we need.
He knows the league, doesn't he?
I wonder as well whether, because this whole Pirou deal's happened quite quickly, isn't it? I mean, it happened literally, but full time on Sunday. Suddenly it was like, right, we're going to him. Like we're not going to have a Parrott. I reckon it's because in that time, a lot of the players in the squad have decided they want to leave, like Alvarez, Juice decided they want to go, Wan-Bissaka's on his way out, Tadibo wants out. I reckon the club's looked at it and gone, actually, it'd be cheaper for us to get Pirou, and then it leaves us a little bit more money to go out and replace all these players that decide they can't be bothered. Because at one point, Alvarez was staying 100%, and now he's going. That may have swayed the thinking behind the finances of some of these deals that the club have got. They might have looked at it and gone, do you know what? We could probably save 10 million quid by going to Pirou, and then that will allow us to then replace Alvarez by getting another player in there. Maybe that's what's happened. That's why we've got Pirou instead.
There's got to be some due diligence. There's got to be irons in the fire here, excuse the pun. You know what I mean? To add some players in. There can't be a knee-jerk, like, panicking now last fortnight because 5 have walked out the door. They've known that coming. There's got to be some kind of... If there's no plan of action, then Jesus Christ, we're in trouble.
But that might be because Alvarez has said he's staying and then he's changed his mind, and that may have caused a knee-jerk reaction on the Pirou. I'm speculating here. Like, I might be completely wrong.
I think
it does seem a little bit weird that we've literally. It looked like, I mean, it was only 3 days ago we were being told. Even X come out and said, yeah, like, it's looking like Parrott's going to be a West Ham player in the next few days. Like, it's done. And then suddenly we draw against Burnley. Alvarez ain't in the squad because he's got a knock, and then suddenly it's actually, no, we're not going with Parrott, we're going with Pirou because he's cheaper and he's on loan. And it's like, something don't add up there. That doesn't, even at West Ham, that doesn't happen. Like,
I think it's the Engels transfer that's done him.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
I think that's what
James is saying here. Alvarez changed his mind because the Engels signing.
Yeah, right as well. Yeah, definitely. I believe that.
Trev, what's your thoughts on the Alvarez situation then?
I think he's a bit of a hothead, as we know. It's a shame because I think if we could keep him in the Championship, I think he'd be brilliant. He'd be such an amazing player in the Championship. But it seems like a batch of players have come in with the wrong attitude. You know, the likes of Todibo, the likes of Alvarez, the likes of Wan-Bissaka, from what I hear. And I think maybe there's a reason why we sent him out to Fenerbahce on loan? Was it Turkey on loan? Obviously, there's something behind the scenes with him. And I think even though he is a good player and a solid player, if he is going to cause problems in the dressing room with his attitude, maybe cutting our losses and getting shot of him might not be a bad thing. It's a shame because I think he's a really good player. I think he's a very good player, and I think he'd actually be great in a Championship. But I don't know. If he's going to start throwing his toys out the pram and stuff like that, you don't need a player like that in the squad, and just get shot of him. That's what I'd say.
Yeah, I've not heard anything about that, like about him having a bad attitude like that. I just think his nose has been put out of joint because he's gone down the pecking order and he wants to play football. I think that's what it is. I've heard to Debo, yeah. I mean, like, he's a fruitcake, doesn't he? I mean, I like him as a player. He had a little spell when he played with us. I thought he was arguably our best defender at times. But then he lost. Then he went crazy and got sent off. And Christ, with what's his name, Traore, wasn't it? He got sent off and Christ knows what else. It's an absolute nightmare. And he's a bad apple. So you've got to get rid of him.
Yeah, I think, Todibo, yes, but I think Alvarez. There must be a reason why he sent him out on loan last season when we were struggling relegation. And I'd heard, just obviously social media stuff and stuff like that, that he was a bit of an aggro in the dressing room. You know, there's no. How can you send a man out on loan for a whole season in a relegation battle when he's a decent player? That says to me there's something behind the scenes.
Yeah, but that wasn't now, was it?
That's because calling back.
That was Potter that sent him out, wasn't it?
Yeah, because he didn't like. Unless I don't know if unless there was some sort of clause you couldn't recall him. Potentially, I don't know. But to me, to send a player, he's a good player. To send him out on loan in a relegation season like that, don't sit right with me. And that says, and if his nose has been pulled out of joint because of a signing like Arne Engels, to behave in the way he did, that says to me there's an attitude. You know, you'd want him to turn and say, all right, you sign Engels. I'm in the first team squad. I'm playing against Burnley. I'm going to show you why I should be.
Oh, yeah, that's right, yeah.
I'm going to show you. But he didn't. He threw his toys out the pram and stormed off, which says to me, kind of ties in the fact that does he have a bit of an attitude about him? I don't know. But I think if you have a player doing like that in the team, you don't need him. You don't need him. It's a shame because he's a good player.
Mm. That's fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a shame.
Okay, so we wouldn't have him. It's a shame because he could have easily dropped back into the centre back position like he does for Mexico. It was highlighted there. I think he even played centre back when he played against England, didn't he, in the World Cup, coming off of the injured defender. But I say he's another one that's out the door. But I say like you put your eggs in your basket in Taylor Hardwood-Bellis, didn't you, James? I mean, is there any other centre backs that you wouldn't mind coming in at the club at that championship level?
Don't forget, you've also got Souček who can play there, you know. And I think he would do you more than a turn as centre half in that championship.
Possibly.
Well, you're losing them from your midfield.
You lose his goals, don't you, from midfield?
Yeah,
I think. I mean, when he's fit, I see him scoring. He gets double figures in this league. Souček, the way he runs it, gets late into the box.
I mean, my concern about Kilman. I mean, he's the only defender I know that gets smaller when he jumps. He ducks down. It's just like, I mean, that geezer Fleming in between Mavropanos and Kilman at the weekend. How many edges did he get in?
Yeah.
It's just ridiculous.
Yeah, quite a few. I mean, I'll say there are some other options in the championship. I mean, you've got Ronnie Edwards, who's at QPR at the moment. He's 23 years of age, former Peterborough player, England under-21 international at the time. I think he could be a good addition. I think Matty Pollock at Watford, someone I've liked for a good couple of years now, left-footed centre half.
What we need?
Brought up from the lower leagues, and he's helped develop himself. He's captain at Watford as well. So, again, you kind of need that leadership qualities at the back. And I think we missed a good opportunity signing Dal Fry on a free as well, who's managed to get a contract at Birmingham, which is unbelievable.
Do you know what I think is going to happen now, Adam? I think you've alluded to earlier on today, is that once these first games are out of the way, and people know their squad. And there's some players knocking about in that Premier League that are not getting to get a game. That's when I think you're going to sniff someone out. And I think that's what they're waiting for.
But this is, I think, if especially if Todibo ends up at Marseille, which is looking likely, I reckon there's a chance that we get CJ Egan-Riley.
It's not a bad shout.
He's on the fringes at Marseille now. He signed there. I mean, fair play to him. Like he went over there, just couldn't get in the team. If they bring Todibo in, then he's gonna be falling further back. For me, he's a better player than Todibo, but he's falling. He's going to go further down the pecking order there. He was part of that Burnley team that conceded 15 goals in the championship season all season under Scott Parker. The geezer knows what it takes to keep a clean sheet in in the Championship in a title race. For me, if Todibo does end up at Marseille, if I'm Nuno, I'm going, right, okay, well, how much to take him off your hands? Or can we include it as part of the deal? Because like the guy's tailor-made for a Championship promotion challenge. He's been there and done it in a record-breaking fashion as well. Knows exactly what it takes. So that's a possibility.
That's a good shout, James. That's a great shout.
And it's a possibility given the fact Todibo could go the other way. Like it's written in the stars for me. But all the rest, like they're all just you read this, like it's all rumours. I mean, I was looking at. I quite like the look of Dylan Lawler at Cardiff, but he's injured.
Yeah.
He missed their game the other night because he was injured. So it's like, well, the chances are we're probably going to get him now. And he's like the future of Welsh football. So like,
was he injured or did he get a bid in for him?
Possibly. I can't imagine West Ham put a bid in for him, but someone else might have done.
Yeah. Trev, is there any centre backs that you wouldn't mind having at West Ham?
No, I promise you, a bit embarrassing. You guys seem to know your stuff about the Championship with centre backs. I'm a little bit, if I'm honest, I don't know much about it with regard to any players coming available. A bit cliche. I just want us to just go out there, just see if we can get someone that just does a job. We've done it in the past, like the Craig Dawson. Is there going to be someone out there that maybe like a little bargain that we can maybe pick up? I'll be honest, I'm more interested in listening to you boys regarding the centre backs. You guys seem like you know a lot more about it than me. So yeah, I'll kind of go with what you guys say on that one. I'm afraid.
I think our best option is a fringe player in a Premier League team that's not getting a game. That will come down with experience and do us a job. What that fringe player is, I don't know, to be fair. But there's got to be someone out there, I don't know, a Liverpool player or an Arsenal player that's not getting a game. I think we'll loan him for a season, see how we do. A bit like what we've done with Disasi, really. Same sort of thing. And what happened to him, he turned him round, all right. It don't look like he's going to come and play with us, which is a shame, because I'd like to see him here. I would like to see him here.
Yeah, absolutely. So, let's say, as we alluded to, I think off air, is that ex-West Ham employers kind of suggested that West Ham are probably looking towards after the first Premier League weekend to see what players are on the fringes and not being used and whether we can capitalise on that. I mean, it's a good strategy, but what sort of Premier League players do you think ain't really getting a sniff now, and who would you like to come in and kind of come in on loan really and on a short-term deal? And do you think?
Well, but look at the Liverpool team. You've got that new manager in there, Areola. But is there anybody there that's on the fringes, Adam? That's not getting a game that will do us a turn.
I think the problem you got as well is that a lot of these fringe Premier League players, they're still going to feel like they should still be playing in the Premier League.
Yeah, but the kick is, isn't it? Like, what do you want to do? Do you want to be fifth choice, or come play with someone like West Ham?
I agree.
Getting up, being a stalwart in that team, and then next year you're in, aren't you?
I agree. Yeah, 100%. I agree. I feel like, especially this day and age, where there's a lot of players out there that are quite happy just to sit on the bench.
Spend their money, yeah.
Take the money, and they're still a Premier League player. They don't care whether they're playing in the Championship or sitting on the bench in the Premier League. They're still earning themselves 60, 70 grand a week. Like the problem we've got using that strategy, and I'm not against it per se, but you've got to convince these players that West Ham is where they should be for the next 12 months or 9 months, whatever it is. Going into the Premier League and trying to scrap a few loans out. It's different when it comes to the youth players, because they're literally chomping at the bit to go and play week in, week out, because they want to impress the manager at their club that they're at. They're not going to do that yet, but they could go to West Ham, have a promotion challenge, maybe go up, score a few goals. Suddenly you're impressing your manager. But I'd go, if we're forced into it, I'd go for some of the youngsters, like the youth players in the top 6 Premier League clubs, the ones that are knocking on the door in the first team, but maybe need just one more year's worth of development. Like that Max Allain at Man City, I think he's moved now, isn't he? I think he's gone somewhere. I can't remember where he's gone.
He's gone to Burnley, played against us.
Of course he did. Yeah, that's right.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, like he'd have been perfect because he featured a few times for City last season in the Premier League. So he's got a little bit of like top level experience. Just needs a loan. We could have gone in from him, but Burnley beat us to it, and it paid off for them, didn't it? Really. So I don't know.
I think any players that are available are probably more attacking players, aren't they? I think probably is it Harry Amass at Man United is probably available as a left back option. Again, like he's unproven. He's a good youth player, but he's unproven at senior level football. I just think there's just a lot of good talented players out there. I mean, Jaden Philogene is still available at Ipswich if we're looking for a winger. I know we've been after Reece Nelson on a permanent deal, which is about £3 million. You're not keen on that, are you, James?
I look at that. He just missed like 92 games in the last 8 years for injury.
Yeah.
So, like we've been there, seen it, and done it with injury-prone players, haven't we? We should probably just maybe move on from that and go for players that aren't fragile and aren't going to literally haven't got glass legs. Like let's go for someone that isn't going to fall over.
Yeah.
Reece Nelson, I don't care if he's £3 million or for free. Like he's going to get injured and he's going to spend half a season injured. Like he spent half a season injured for Brentford last year in the Premier League. And now we're expecting him to come in and play 46 games for us in the Championship.
What about that Harvey Elliott?
I was just about to say him, yeah.
Because he was loaned out to Villa, wasn't he? Villa didn't buy him, did they?
No.
He was loaned out, wasn't he?
That was the old thing, wasn't it? They stopped playing him because they didn't want to pay for him.
Yeah.
I think he was linked with us last year, wasn't he?
Yeah.
He was due to be the Paqueta replacement, wasn't he?
Yeah.
That was the idea of it. But I think Harvey Elliott could still be available. But I think he'll have a lot of suitors in the Premier League, personally.
I wrote something earlier in the summer about that, and it makes so much sense if I put myself in Harvey Elliott's shoes, he needs to revive his career after what happened last season. Right. It's the perfect chance for him to go and actually play regular first team football. Yeah, okay, it's not at top level, but you're going to put yourself in a shop window if you're at a promotion chasing football club.
When you're talking about reviving your careers, what about this Dele Alli then? I know what you're saying. Like
ship sailed on him, I think.
He's gone.
I wouldn't. I think I'm about to say the same thing about Dele Alli. I wouldn't go near him.
But he's been training there, hasn't he? I mean, he could be a Lingard was.
Could be.
Probably ain't going to be fair, but like he could be.
I think too. I mean, he signed for Como last year. Came off the bench, and within 5 minutes gets a red card. That's literally all he did in Italy. He's literally played 5 minutes in Italy.
He's a very troubled soul, isn't he? I think he's still wounded by what had happened.
He's got a lot of childhood trauma.
His younger life,
in a minute. So I when I first saw those rumours, I was like, "Oh, that's interesting." That sounds like it could be a bit of an interesting one. But more I thought about it, I'm like, nah. It's more, I think it would turn out to be more hassle than it's worth.
Also, it takes someone out of the frame like Alford and Kante from a starting position, doesn't it? And obviously they showed the qualities at the weekend that were quite positive, weren't they?
Especially Kante.
I thought Kante, especially, I thought he'd done all right.
Yeah, I thought Kante looked good. I think he's looked great pre-season as well.
I really like him.
Yeah.
Yes, it's a shame he's a Sully favour, isn't he? Because when all the stuff come out about David Sullivan, he posted an Instagram post showing his support, and it's like, mate, do you know who this geezer is?
Yeah.
Took it down after the hour. Yeah. Mental.
It's like curveball one, but I don't know if it was said earlier because I missed it. But if we had him a couple of years ago, I've always said I think this lad had been great at West Ham was Grealish. I think he gives me that kind of. We love a bit of a rogue. We love a bit of a character over there, and I think with his kind of ability, I don't think I'd love to be able to get him in the Championship. I don't think we could, but I think someone like Grealish would really lift the fans a bit as well. I've always rated Grealish. I think he's a good player.
Listen, Trevor, he's a good player. He's too good for us.
I know,
he's
but
too good for us, mate. He won't come down to us.
It's such a shame, but I'd love. I know.
The romance says he goes back to Villa. That's the romance of it all.
Yeah.
I don't think they need him.
What? No, but that's where he's at. Of Villa.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, it is. But he was seen at the Cardiff Wrexham game last night. I know he was there to support his mate Callum Robinson, who was an academy player at Aston Villa. But yeah, I don't think it's out of the question of him going down to the Championship. I don't think
he's had
it's
a
out
tough
of the question.
couple of years, hasn't
he? Yeah.
Maybe.
He done right. He done right Everton until he got injured, though, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, and I think that's always going to be. I think that's always going to be the reason why most teams won't sign him, because he's on big wages, and if he gets injured, he's injured, isn't he? And I think if you're in the Championship, you could probably afford to do that because you've got more games to play. But yeah, when he gets injured, he's out for a long time, isn't he?
Yeah, but at least we'll have a few beers with him in the cups after every game.
And he pays.
The banter from him would be amazing.
Loves a beer, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Loves a beer.
Well, let's hope we win the title, and then that way you can have a bus top tour with Grealish on the beers, eh? Imagine him down the bowling tavern. That'd be amazing. There's another report here. Thanks, Michael. Report saying that West Ham are in for Luke O'Neill from Sunderland. I mean, he's a good player. I think he's a bit.
I've heard the name.
I think he's quite. He does have a calamity in him. Like I believe there was one point he got sent off for a reckless challenge against Man City last year or something, wasn't it? He was like completely from nowhere, and he just completely hacked the guy away. Likes an own goal as well, by the sounds of it. But again, Championship level is probably one of the better defenders when he got him up.
I think. I mean, he's like Sunderland's version of Mark Noble. And I think when they went out, he was. I just think it was found out that he's not a Premier League level player, but he is a Championship level player. Like, he was brilliant for them in the Championship. But he goes out. Obviously, Sunderland bought like the world and his wife last summer as well to try and prepare for the Premier League. And it just knocks him down a peg or two. And I think he played like 10 games last year. Didn't really set the world alight. And I think he found his level in the Championship. I wouldn't be massively against that, but it'd be a backup option for me. But just purely for his experience, and he's a top bloke as well. He's a really nice guy. So I'd have him there, but not as a first choice.
Yeah. Yeah. Other names to throw out there, you've got Max Dowman. I mean, no chance.
You've got more chance of Max Factor. It's not going to happen, mate. Arteta's not going to let him out of his sight, mate. He's not going to let him out. It depends,
doesn't it? It depends, doesn't it? Because they've gone out and got Bruno. They're getting a lot of senior players in. They've got that Solace in now. They've got Mikel Merino. They've got Zubamendi. I mean, where does Dowman actually fit in? And obviously Miles Lewis-Skelly as well, that they're looking to ship off.
16, 17. That's all he is. If he took 15 minutes, 20 minutes this season coming up, mate, Arteta's not going to let him out of his sight. No chance. Only clubs like us do that.
Yeah.
Joe Cole, people like that, you know what I mean? Flog them off.
But if he's going to get, there's no doubt he's going to be an Arsenal starting midfielder in years to come. I mean, 17 is probably a big ask for him now. He's got Declan Rice, Merino, Zubamendi to bounce off, and Bruno Guimaraes. If he had a season at West Ham, I don't see that doing any harm to him. You know, like it would massively improve us in terms of creativity, because it's, you know, and also by the sounds of it, as you know, that we're in contact with Mark Phillips, and he talks to Declan on a regular basis, and he come on our podcast last year talking about how good Max Dowman is, and how Declan is kind of he's shadowing Declan Rice in terms of his development. If Declan Rice is in his ear roll talking about West Ham, and going, I'll tell you what, a year at West Ham won't do you any harm. And I know one of the coaches there, he'll look after you, and maybe that could be a little thing for a year. You know, you don't know. So you don't know how things kind of work out, but it could be a potential in the long run. But don't bank on it. It's not an exclusive or anything. It's just a suggestion. But like, it could be a thing to consider, maybe.
I could see the logic in it. You know, a lot of big players have always, you know, dropped down lower leagues and for a season just to kind of get a development. over the years. I don't see nothing wrong with it, as long as it will just be a loan signing, as we know. And I think you're right. I think if Rice is in his ear with that connection, I don't see any reason why not.
Yeah,
we've got a player though that I really rate, and he's not getting a sniff, and that's Turfy. He's just not getting a sniff, mate. And I think he could do just as much as damage as Max Downham for us. He just needs to be given his head and let him play, let him express himself. Every time he comes, he's got one thing about him. He looks forward, he plays forward. He don't play backwards, he don't play sideways, he plays forward. And that is what we need. And that is exactly what we need on Sunday. Someone to play forward.
Would you not? If there's an argument there to say, is Alford better than Murphy? And that's why he's getting the game time.
They're different players,
they're not, though, are they?
Alford's safer. Alford's safer. Murphy is more forward. He'll play a forward ball. He'll split defences open. Alford's not that player. Alford's a safe player. He's just not getting a game. Not getting a game. Yeah. It's a shame.
No, I'm with you on that one. No, I agree. I think giving Murphy. We've got to give
when he come on, like before we learned about, he come on a few times. He scored for the first team. He went up when he was on about 3 minutes and got knocked out, got carried off. But in them 3 minutes, he done more than in 3 minutes than some of them players done in all game. He got the ball. He wanted it. He wasn't afraid of it. He got it. He was looking forward, passing forward. We just ain't got that. And
it was Edson Alvarez who knocked him out as well.
That's probably, yeah. And no one was take his place.
It was. James, you got any more comments?
No, I think I'm depressed enough as it is now.
21 game in.
Right, yeah. No, do you know what? Like I said this, I was a little bit annoyed on Sunday afternoon, like a lot of us were, right? And I had to really talk myself out of being annoyed, going, mate, look myself in the mirror and go, what are you talking about? Literally one game in, you've got 45 games left. It's fine. It's fine. And you wake up in the morning and 5 players are leaving. The Parrott deal's off. We're getting Pirro instead. And I'm like, oh, maybe it's not fine. I don't know whether it's fine or not. I'm just going to ride the wave this year, see where we are in May. But I think we'll be absolutely fine. Honestly, I think we're going to go back up.
It's a marathon, not a sprint. Always remember that.
Exactly that.
It's a marathon, not a sprint.
Yeah.
The most important thing is, the most important thing is, we're all acting as if we've lost. We haven't.
That's it, right?
We've got a vital away point at Burnley at the start of the season.
That's what
there's going to be hiccups this year.
I think there's points and there's points, And I think if we went out there, there's points and there's points, I know that's like a right sort of Jimmy Hill sort of saying there, isn't it? There's
3 points and 1 point.
Yeah, but it's like if you went out there and it was an end-to-end match and it was a point, and you thought, good away point, that's fine. But I hate this sound. I don't want to sound negative. I'm agree with you, mate. Like it feels a little bit rinse and repeat with Nuno, and it's like, what are you doing again? Not again.
It's the manner of it as well, right? If Burnley were 2-0 up and we did that, we got 2 goals in the last 7 minutes, we'd have been like, okay. I mean, it's a little bit frustrating, but respect the away point. Like, the fact is, it's still the same scoreline, and Burnley are going to be up there. They're going to be there or thereabouts of us at the end of the season. So actually, avoiding defeat at Turf Moor in a season, right at the end of the season that's going to be a long old slog. I don't think it's the end of the world. It's just the manner of it. It makes it feel like we've lost. It makes it feel like it's the end of the world because it's, like you said, rinse and repeat. It's the same thing that happened last season.
That's exactly it, isn't it?
Nothing's improved. No. But actually, over the course of a season, when you look at the calibre of teams that we're going to be playing, it's not going to be an easy season.
No,
there's a lot of teams where we'll go 2-0 up against, and a lot of teams in that league, not all of them, but there'll be a lot of teams that won't have an answer to that. Especially if we're 2-0 up at London Stadium. Like, I just don't think we're not going to be throwing away 2-goal leads every single weekend. Like, I don't think that's going to be the case. Although a lot of us expect us to. But yeah, a lot of us probably expect us to at this rate because it happens most weekends. But I just think there's going to be a lot of teams that won't have an answer to that. Burnley, they're going to be up there. They're going to be with us, like Borough will be, like Southampton will be, like Wolves will be. They're the ones where we just don't lose against these teams. And we'll be there. We will get promoted. we haven't lost to Burnley yet. So that's, for me, I'm just trying to convince myself. Can you see? I'm literally through gritted teeth going, yeah, that's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
That's how in the corner, isn't it?
It's like
Believe.
coaching us all off a ledge.
Yeah.
It's that
fine.
meme, isn't it?
Don't worry, you're all right.
It's that meme with the dog sitting at the table whenever he's like, it's fine, and there's just flames around him.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. That's me right now. That's me right now.
mental flames.
Footballing Samaritan. That's what you are. You're like a Samaritan for football.
Yeah.
A football Samaritan. That's what you are.
Trev, we're giving you content here for your new stand-up, aren't we? So, while we jump on to promoting your stand-up, Trev, afterwards, what championship team stands out to you the most after this weekend? Who shocked you? Who impressed you? Who do you think? Oh, actually, they look all right. Oh, that player looks good. What team do you think?
I thought Blackburn looked all right and stuff. What I saw them.
Sorry, Trev, say that again.
Sorry, apologies. It went off. QPR.
Yeah, they've done all right, didn't they? 4-1, wasn't it?
Yeah.
3-1 Portsmouth.
3-1 Portsmouth. A friend of mine's a QPR fan, and he reckoned it's something like, he had a real fun fact. I think it's something like the first time since like 2022 they've started the season on a plus goal difference or something like that. Some bizarre fact. And he's a very sarcastic QPR fan. But no, I thought QPR's result, we spoke about them a couple of weeks ago about being dark horses. I think they've got off to a good start, and I think maybe keep a little eye out for QPR this year.
Yeah, they were in my prediction the other week. I think
That's
QPR are definitely a team to watch out, and I was proven right that weekend. And you look at their fullbacks; they signed Dennis Serkin on a free this week, or the end of last week. I think is a fantastic left back signing. They've got Tariq Lamptey. They've got Ronnie Edwards in centre back. They've got that Pierce Charles, the goalkeeper that's just gone to Manchester City. Elias Chair got up top. I think they're a good side. I think they're a really good side. And I think they've even got, is it Karameko Dembele, who's the young Celtic whiz kid that made his debut at 13 or something. I think they're the team to watch out for 100%. I think another one here as well, Bolton. I think Bolton look really good as well.
Yeah. I think Bolton will beat every time there's always that team that come up from a lower league that do really start off really well. I think that'll be Bolton. I think they'll start petering off as the season goes on.
Yeah. There's another team. Obviously, West Brom got a really good result against Norwich via a handball, and all the VAR shouts come up. If there was ever a clear indication VAR was needed, it was that goal. But then nobody people still don't want it, even though the guy scored with his hand, people still don't want it. There's that, and I hate to say it. Millwall look good.
Don't say that word. Don't say that word.
Don't do it.
Don't.
Millwall look good.
Wash your mouth out with soap. You know better than that. I brought you up better than that.
That Josh Coburn, I think he had a fantastic game, didn't he, against Bristol City? Fantastic game.
I didn't see it, to be fair.
I didn't see it.
Yeah, he was, and they got Carl Lisby as well, and I think they brought him from Peterborough, and his brother played for Colchester, who's now at Reading. But yeah, they look really good. They do look really good, and I hate to say it, but
Kevin Lisby. Is he related to Kevin Lisby?
I don't know.
He used to play for Charlton, didn't he, Kevin Lisby?
I remember Kevin Lisby, yeah.
Oh yeah,
no, I don't know.
Possibly. James, what championship team stood out for you?
Well, someone said it in the comments. Watford for me. I watched their game against Southampton, and Watford's just a basket case of a football club. They've got a new manager every 5 days.
Yeah.
They only sign their players from what's their Italian sister club? What is it?
Udinese.
Udinese. Literally, they've made like 6 signings this summer, and all of them have been from Udinese. So literally, it's just they may as well just be Udinese in the Championship. But they did look quite good. I was like, wow, because that Watford were tipped as potentially a team that might go down this year, because they've just got another manager for the sake of it. Literally just couldn't be bothered. I'll just get another one in. Why not? But but they looked good. They played well, and they outplayed Southampton, massively outplayed them. And Southampton, they started at -4, but they're going to be up there. They're going to be one of the favourites. So beating them, immediately, I'm like, oh, that's like 2 teams this weekend that were tipped to go down. They've actually had really good results against promotion favourites in Blackburn and Watford. And it immediately reinforces the fact that this is not going to be easy this season. It's going to be really difficult, really, really difficult. So yeah, keep an eye on Watford, I think, or they might sack their manager next week and it'll be back to square one for them.
But it is good though, isn't it? Even though, like the comment said there, against Burnley we scored, and you're still waiting for the VAR. You're still waiting to see. You can't celebrate, can you?
No, exactly.
But you can now. But you can. But yeah, strange. Well, it's so strange. It's normal, really. But Premier League, isn't it? But yeah.
Okay, so what's your score predictions at the weekend against Charlton at home? It's the first time we played Charlton since was it a cup game at London Stadium, I believe?
Yeah.
Beat them 2-0, I think, something like that.
That's when they were League One as well, I think.
I think that there'll be a reaction. I'm hoping there'll be a reaction. And I reckon 3-1. Because I think they'll always score against us.
I was going to say exactly the same as you, Tone. I was going to say it was a repeat of the Pompey game. Do you know what? If we're going to change it, I'll say 3-0.
I agree. I think there'll be a reaction, especially with Engels in there, and probably Pirro as well. If we can manage to sign him in time. I'm going to go 3-0. I think we're going to. They did win at the weekend, Charlton. They beat Derby, didn't they? I think, but I think we're going to have way too much. I think the introduction of Engels is going to be massive. I think it just completely changed the way that we play. It's just have more options in midfield, and it just allow him to be a little bit more attacking. No Pablo on a pitch as well, which would be a touch. So
he's injured, isn't he?
Yeah. So even if he's fit, Engels is there now, so there's just no need for him to be anywhere near it. Which sounds really harsh to say because he's probably a really nice guy, but just not.
Yeah,
it's not a footballer. It's not a footballer.
No, I come over on this channel as a Pablo hater, and as a person, I don't. And I say, he's got good work ethic and everything else, and he wants to play for us, and I get all that. But it just, to me,
it's not a player.
Whoever scouted him, well, it must have been on drugs or something. You can see a footballer, spot a footballer, just the ball, the way he runs and everything. And he's totally against all that.
Well, it's dodgy. Just on the Pablo, and it's dodgy because I think only about a year before he'd been bought for 750 grand. And I heard that actually.
I know what you're going to say.
Yeah, Nuno played with his old man or something, didn't he?
Yeah.
So it's just something a bit dodgy there. I mean, buying him a 20 million quid 12 months later.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a couple little backhanders there.
And he plays him every game.
Yeah.
Do you remember when we signed Savio years ago?
Yeah.
With Savio, and wasn't he to do something to do with Zola? And there's a bit of a connection there about the agents I heard.
Probably.
Brescia, wasn't it? They bought him from Brescia, and that was who the technical director. That's who we got the technical director Gianluca Nanni from, who, funny enough, is the technical director at Watford and Udinese now.
Yeah,
that would explain it.
It rings a lot of rings a bell there. Looks familiar. I know that's been done.
Yeah. I'm going to go 4-2. I think we'll concede goals, but I think we'll score more, and I think it's going to be that sort of game. So I'll go 4-2.
I think that's what it's going to be all season, Adam, to be fair.
Yeah, I'm all for that. I'm all for Ange Ball. But yeah, if it was to score more than you, I think I'll be up for that. So I'm up for Nuno Ball now. Hopefully a new Nuno Ball.
Nuno Ball.
Nuno Ball. I sound like the Teletubby Hoover, don't I? Nuno. But okay, well, we'll wrap it up there. But Trev, before we go, I'm going to let you take centre stage now.
That's your first.
Lee, take centre stage. I'm not used to this.
Talk to us about your stand-up show that you've just released at the Camden Fringe.
Well, right, I've done my show Where to Gov at the Camden Fringe. I kept it a little bit quiet because it's kind of like it's still taking shape, but it's about me, my life, and my life as a London cabbie. It went very well at the Camden Fringe. last Friday or Saturday, I think it was. Yeah, so that's it. Keep an eye out for it. I'm going to be hopefully doing it a bit more throughout London and around the country over the year. I'll be in Lincoln in November. I know that for definite, but there'll be more dates coming out soon. So follow me on Instagram and you'll find it all there.
You got any shows around Essex way?
Yeah, you can have a few front rows, mate. Eccles.
I'm in Aldersbrook Comedy Club on the Aldersbrook Road, E13. On, let me get me a calendar. Hold on. Let's just see if I remember. Where's it gone?
This is riveting stuff, Trev. I mean,
fuck me, it's gone off.
Can you tell us a joke while you're looking?
Sorry, it went off. I'm at the Aldersbrook Comedy Club. Two Pablos walked into a bar, and if you
I'm laughing already.
Aldersbrook Comedy Club, put that in your search engine. It's the second Friday in September, whatever that is. Check that out, or go to my Instagram page, and all the information will be there as well.
Brilliant. And what's your accounts, mate?
Otherwise, Trevor, my Instagram will just be Trevor Bickles. I've got a website, trevorbickles.co.uk, and those will be probably the best two to look for my gigs on. Those two are the best ones to go to.
Perfect. Nice one, mate.
Cheers,
well done. And James, you're going to take the centre stage now and tell us about West Ham World and what's coming in the future in this new rebranded, formatted website.
Thank you, mate. So those that don't know me or didn't know me but didn't know, I founded West Ham World in 2012. Sold it 5 years later to buy a house, and then recently bought it back. It came back on the market and I bought it back. I got my baby back, and since then I've been just slowly rebranding it. And I'm going to turn it. The aim is to turn it into a bit of a community. For fans to discuss, not so much a forum, but a place where fans can sort of engage with each other. And I'm not taking on these at Mother Brown by any means, but it's going to be of a similar ilk in terms of, fans can go on there, can create an account, maybe a little bit like a social media for West Ham fans. But yeah, I'm kind of slowly, day by day, turning it into whatever takes my fancy whenever I wake up in the morning. But in the meantime, there's just content every single day, at least 6 or 7 articles up a day on the latest transfer stories, my opinion, whether you agree with it or not. Tough, it's there. And yeah, it's exciting, and it's good to be in partnership with you guys as well, because it should be a good season ahead for the content and hopefully for West Ham as well.
Yeah, I mean, we go way back, don't we, in terms of the content creation. I think we even to the point of talking about an exclusive about Sammy and Nasri signing on a free for Pellegrini. Like, that's how far back it goes. But yeah, we've been doing it on and off, haven't we? And so it's great to see the channel come back. And you need to get in touch with West Ham World YouTube channel, because there might be a bit of a conflict there with the boys there who used to be the Free Hammers, I believe, and then they rebranded.
If they rebranded to West Ham World?
Yeah. So might have to have a reach out to them. And,
I was founded in 2012, so I think I'm first dibs now.
Brilliant. All right then, mate. No, thank you for coming on, James. Much appreciated. And yeah, I think other than that, there's only one thing left to do, and that is to say, come on, you irons. So go on then, boys.
Come on, you
irons.